Let's give a round of applause to all the fucking fanatics, to all the normies, to all the NPCs that made this possible. Before I talk about the obvious travesty that is happening with Grand Theft Auto 6, I really want to thank all the NPCs, all the normies, and all the fanatics that couldn't help themselves. In my channel, I usually go against the fanatics, not against the normies, because the normies can't help themselves. They are NPCs and they act without maliciousness. They don't act out of maliciousness, but the fanatics do. They are mentally ill. There is a big issue with fanaticism. They defend evil shit. They defend shit practices. They don't have moral values. All of that is gone due to their fanaticism. So we must thank these pieces of shit, these subhumans, because now $80 video games is the new norm. And not only $80 games, but $80 incomplete video games. And if you want the complete version of the game, you have to spend $100. What a great deal. This is even more outrageous when you consider that you don't even own the video games anymore. You don't own your game. You're going to buy your overpriced slop for $80 to $100 and you're not going to even own the garbage that you're buying, because even if you buy the physical edition of Grand Theft Auto 6, it comes without a disc. So you're literally buying an overpriced plastic box that doesn't even have a manual. It's just an overpriced plastic box that costs you $80 to $100. What a champion you are, motherfucker. What a fucking champion. And the problem with this is that I know how these people operate. I know how these elites, these companies operate, and the reason why they are doing this with the most popular games like GTA 6 or Mario Kart World is because they know these franchises have a shit ton of fanatics. Guess what is going to be the next game that is going to do this shit? The new Final Fantasy remake. Final Fantasy remake part 3 is going to be $80 too. They always use the most popular IPs to push their agendas. All their agendas, either the woke agenda or these predatory agendas. It was obvious. This is why they were preparing us. They were preparing us for years now about how games are going to increase in price, and they said you need to forget about $60 video games because now they are going to be $70 video games. And we said fuck no. Did they even care? Of course not, because the fucking fanatics went ahead and bought Resident Evil 9 for $70 or $80 for the deluxe edition. They have been doing this for a while. I mean, you're just too stupid to realize that they have been selling you overpriced garbage for years now. I showed you in my previous GTA 6 video how there are video games which DLC combined is like 10 times the value of the standard version of the game. This is absolute madness. This is mind-blowingly predatory, and fanatics tolerate and buy this trash. And they make excuses like, but it's GTA, man. Who the fuck cares if it's fucking GTA? Why do you have blindfolded fanaticism and loyalty to a fucking video game and a fucking company that doesn't even care about you? Why? Because you're a retard. That's why. Oh, but GTA doesn't come very often. Why do you think GTA games don't come very often now? Because they have been farming you with their online garbage, with their live service stupid video game. They don't have the incentive to do better, to do more video games, more single player video games, because they are reaping huge profits from their garbage live service games. This is why they don't have the incentive to make more single player video games, because it's not profitable. You need to understand, I need to remind you once again, that games, video games, the gaming industry is not working for you, gamer. You're not the primary target audience. You're not. Their target audience is the investors and the top 1% or the top 2%, the ones with the money. They are chasing people with the money. They are chasing the children because they are the ones that spend a lot of money with the help of their stupid parents. This is why also GTA has been downgrading their black humor, their humor in general, and everything that made GTA great. It's completely toned down and downgraded, babyfied, because they want the children playing their video games. This is why also companies like Square Enix are downgrading their games too. They are censoring their game because they want a lower rating. Because a bunch of Karens are demanding that these games have harsher ratings because, I don't know, because just a sexy woman appeared on the fucking video game. And now they have to be punished because we are fat Karens that want to control men spaces. This is why we also want you to nerf Lara Croft breasts, because we can't handle women with big breasts. There are a whole lot of reasons why this is happening, and when people say we are winning, you are a fucking dumb fuck. You don't even grasp the magnitude of this problem. Let's throw a bone to these companies and say maybe it's fair for video games to increase in price due to inflation, because this is one of the excuses they throw around, that, oh, everything is more expensive, why video games wouldn't be more expensive? And if you only think in that exact parameters, they are right. Why the fuck will video games have this privilege of not becoming more expensive as time passes? Why? There is no reason why. But you also need to consider, because people say back then video games were as expensive or more expensive, you just don't even remember. But what these people conveniently get out of the equation is that back then you actually owned your fucking video games. Back then cartridges had chips, circuit boards in them. Distributing video games was expensive as fuck. This is why many video games never made it to the fucking West, because it wasn't profitable for companies to export their video games, because they knew they were niche. They were never going to make a profit. So this is why only the main slop made it to the fucking West. This is why, because exporting video games, the whole process of manufacturing video games was way more expensive, it required way more logistics, and it was a fucking nightmare. Even if back then games were expensive, you also not considering that not only it was more difficult to make video games profitable as a company, but also the economy back then was way different. Back then people had more money. They could spend more money into basically anything. Nowadays we are fucking broke. Everyone is fucking broke. So it's not even the same, but there is also another layer that these clowns refuse to acknowledge, which is that the efficiency in making video games has become way better. I am going to put you a Reddit post that is really good, that explains everything that I am going to say to you. I am not going to read you the post, but I am going to try to explain you in my own words. Back then, making video games, as I said, was way more expensive. For example, Super Mario Bros., the first Mario Bros. Game, costed $1.3 million to develop, and the size of the game was 31 kilobytes. Your average AAA game today, this day and age, is around 100 gigabytes. More or less, it's a fucking average. 31 kilobytes of a game fits into 100 gigabytes more than 3 million times. So if you made the calculations at uninflated prices, it would cost you $4.2 trillion to make a video game with the size of today's standards, a 100 gigabytes game back then. And this is without taking into consideration inflation. So this proves that making video games back then was way more expensive than it is today. Today is cheaper to make video games because you have more tools. You don't even have to worry about distributing your game. All you have to do is publish it online. The costs for distributing games is way less. You don't even have to manufacture anything because, like I said, all you buy is a stupid empty plastic box that doesn't even have a CD in them, doesn't have the Blu-ray, doesn't have anything. So these clowns that try to justify the increase in prices for video games are just retarded. They are dishonest. There are multiple layers that they conveniently never consider when they make the argument that, oh, back then video games were more expensive or were as expensive. You're just too dumb to realize because you don't account for inflation. Fuck you, retard. Fuck you. You're a dishonest, low IQ, Dunning-Kruger piece of shit. That's what you are. Either this or you're completely malicious. You're a whistle and you're trying to whistle in a stupid, malicious narrative. Fuck you. So this is going to make a resurgency in piracy. And we are seeing it right now. People are making real efforts now to crack the Nubo. And I hope they succeed because fuck that piece of shit. And this is why I support piracy. I don't give a shit. This is why. Because these companies, they don't give a fuck. The economy is a piece of shit in every fucking country. And these guys think that you are going to pay $80 or $100 for a fucking video game. A video game that it's incomplete? No, motherfucker, you're not going to get away with this shit. If we can, we are going to pirate your fucking games. So get ready for it. What is really worrisome about this shit is that these guys, like I said, they use these games, these big games, to normalize these new trends. And guess what is going to be the new trend? The new trend is going to be, we are going to give you a game for $80 and you're going to be playing your game, but certain features are going to be disabled. And when you see those features disabled into your games, you're going to feel bad. You're going to feel remorse. You're going to feel like you need to buy the upgrade for the complete version, because you're going to feel like your game is incomplete. And it's not that you only feel it, because it's a fact. You're playing an incomplete game, and the game is going to make sure to remind you that you are buying an incomplete piece of shit. Just like if you were playing a mobile game that is constantly spamming you to buy the gacha currency or some shit like that. It's the same. It's just going to happen with your single player games. Welcome to the new normal. This is it. And companies like to do this because the alternative, they offer you an alternative actually. Maybe not for certain games, but the reality is that they offer you Game Pass, and if you make all the calculations, you realize that buying Game Pass is not a really bad deal, because now you're just paying a subscription and you get to play whatever the fuck you want so long as you're subscribed, and it's way cheaper than actually buying your games that at the end of the day you don't even own anyway. This is the real solution that they are offering you. They want to make everything more expensive so you are unable to afford it and you have to fork into paying for a fucking subscription, or your Netflix subscription but of video games. This is why hardware is also really expensive these days because of AI, but they don't care because you can just play any game you want with your fucking Game Pass. You don't even need the hardware anymore, and that is the future. That is the future. I remember back then when people were trying to mock these new platforms, these new video game platforms that offered you a subscription and you could play your games via streaming. But each day, each new year that passes, it becomes more and more real. And in the end, you will own nothing and be happy. It all comes down to that phrase again. You'll own nothing and be happy. Always comes down back to that phrase. Very curious. Rockstar was hacked a few months ago and the hackers were trying to extort something out of Rockstar, probably money, but Rockstar didn't bend the knee. They didn't even give a fuck. So the hackers released all the information that they had about Rockstar, and what do you know? These guys, Rockstar, Take-Two, are making around $10 million a week, an average of $1 million a day, only in GTA Online microtransactions. This is why they don't care about your opinion. This is why they don't make more single player games, because why will they do so if they have these idiots spending tons of money in their shitty slop online, in their shitty live service games? Why will they care? They don't. The console that has the most cocks is the PlayStation, which leads the charge. They are the ones that consume and buy this slop way more than the rest of the consoles. So this company has no business charging $80 for a fucking single player video game, because as of today there is no confirmation if GTA 6 is actually going to have an online game or no, but I bet it's going to happen just a few months down the road. And the reason why I believe it is because these guys know that the news of their shitty game costing $80 to $100 is going to be really hysterical. They know this is going to be bad, so they are trying to dial down. They are trying to lower the volume of the criticism. They don't want to throw everything right now, everything at once. I think maybe they are going to try to sell you GTA Online, GTA 6 Online separately. I think they are going to try to do that shit. And this is why they are trying to gradually let you know that you are going to be fucked really hard. So they are not going to mention anything about the online, only after they release the game. I think this is the last time we are going to hear from these clowns up until they release the game. Maybe a month later, we are going to realize, they are going to say to you that there is an online component for GTA 6, but you will have to pay for it. Maybe that's their plan. But there is also the reality that they are already making a shit ton of money with the GTA 5 online, and maybe they truly don't plan to release a GTA 6 online version, because why would they do that? If their clients, they are already in GTA 5 online. Just like why Blizzard doesn't make WoW 2, World of Warcraft 2. This is why they don't make that new game, because they will be shooting themselves in the foot. This is why maybe they are truly never going to release a GTA 6 online mode. It's hard to speculate, but if I had to guess, I think they are going to do it, but it's going to be a few months down the road, because probably they are going to try to sell you the online separately. They are going to be, it's not included with GTA 6 base edition, no. If you want to play the online mode, you have to spend another $100. Spend $100 extra and you're going to get your online mode. Another interesting component of this leak is that only 4% of the GTA Online players were the ones spending the big bucks. So GTA 5 Online has like almost 10 million players, but the paying users are only around 400k users. 400,000 users are the only ones that are paying Rockstar. What the fuck? So only 4% of the population of GTA Online are the ones that are bringing those $1 million a day for Rockstar and Take-Two. This just goes to show that gaming is not for the average person anymore. The average person now is going to have to deal with overpriced software, overpriced hardware, and you're going to have to accept that the only way you're going to get into gaming in the future is by paying a fucking subscription to some platform. Because you want to own your own hardware? Fuck no. You want to own your own software, your own programs, your own video games? Fuck no. You'll own nothing and be happy. This is it. This is the reality. They don't care about you. This is why I told you before, all of these woke agendas, they don't give a fuck if you buy their games or not. Now, if you ask me what is the best thing that you could do, is yes, don't buy their garbage. Don't support them. But don't think that this is going to make it better for you, because it's not going to do it. And the reason why is because these clowns don't work for you anymore. Gaming is not for gamers anymore. This is a fucking industry that is all about big investors bringing the big bucks and the 1 or 2% of the whales carrying this live service slop. This is AAA gaming, and in my opinion, this AAA gaming industry is unsustainable, and I really hope the AAA gaming industry crashes, because this is what it needs. It needs to fucking crash. And I know this is depressing. I know for many people, many of you are going to feel depressed. This is why I am a fucking doomer. This is why I see no fucking ray of hope in anything in this shitty life. I feel like someone has to press the reset button on this simulation, because this shit clearly doesn't work. It's not fucking working. We have to start all over again. Reset the fucking simulation, please. This shit is fucking over. And this, like I said, this sounds depressing, but in reality, it could be a good thing. It could be that this leads to a AAA industry crash, which is what gaming needs. Gaming needs to crash. There is no way to unsink the ship. The ship is sinking and we need to get out of the ship. We need to let the ship sink? No. Throwing buckets of water out of the ship is not going to help you rescue the ship. You need to drop the fucking bucket and stop trying to save the ship. The ship is sinking. There is no way to recover this fucking ship. AAA gaming is fucking dead. It has been for a while. Stop trying to save this garbage industry. Stop it. This is why we need to stop fanaticism. This is why we need to try to inform the normies, but really we need to destroy the fanatics, because it's the main army of these companies. They protect these stupid companies and they gaslight the normies. This is why on Reddit, GameFAQs, Discord, Steam discussions, all of those churches, those cesspool of fanatics forbid people like me to speak. I have been banned multiple times on those shitty platforms for speaking the truth. You can't even criticize anything about a fucking video game in those shitty platforms, those shitty social media platforms. You can't do it. You're going to get banned. The reason why they do that is because they protect their overlords, their company overlords. And what is really funny is that Reddit is a really leftist platform. It's filled with fucking leftists, with woke activists. But when it's about video games, when it's about products in general, somehow these clowns keep defending these companies. Wait a minute, weren't you supposed to be a fucking communist? Weren't you supposed to be a fucking leftist that hates companies, that is pro the actual human worker? Weren't you supposed to be about your fellow man and not protecting these shitty companies? Why the fuck are you doing this? It's because you're a fucking clown and you are not really a fucking leftist. You're just a fucking woke retard. You don't even know what leftism stands for. You don't even know it, retard. This is why these clowns, these fanatics protect these fucking companies on their fucking churches. You go to the Souls-like /Reddit and you're going to see this. It's a fucking church that defends every single Souls-like slop garbage. You go to WoW/WoW. It's a fucking cesspool of fanaticism protecting Blizzard and World of Warcraft. You go to /Pokemon. What do you see? Full-blown fanaticism. No dissentiment allowed. And this happens for every single franchise, every single game, every single whatever the fuck, every single product. It's the fucking leftists on these sites that are protecting these stupid companies. It's that fucking stupid. It's that retarded. Leftists are protecting companies. They are playing defense for companies, for products that these companies make. It's a fucking circus. We live in clown world. We truly live in clown world. So just like back then, Bethesda and Oblivion normalized DLC, it seems that GTA 6 is going to normalize $80 incomplete video games. This is a new normal. It's probably going to be the new normal because I really doubt that people are going to boycott GTA 6. I really doubt it. There is already a ton of people defending this shit. You literally can't go into shops in the game. Shops in the game are going to be disabled unless you pay the $100 version of the game. And you are justifying that shit. You need to realize the extent of the mental illness. It's bad. You think it's not bad, it's terrible. And it's only going to get worse. And like I said, this is intentional. They want to push you into your fucking game passes, into your shitty platforms. They don't want you to own anything. In the future, there is only going to be two classes of people, the elites that are in control and the rest of us. And if you're not part of this 1 or 2%, you are not going to have the right to own anything. This may not happen in a few years, maybe it's not going to happen in 10 years down the road, but this is going to happen 100 years in the future, maybe 200 years in the future, but that's the reality. And if you don't do something, your children or the children of your children are going to be completely enslaved. This is the future that you want for your descendants. This is the future that you want for them, to be complete slaves. You better fucking fight this shit, or else your descendants have no fucking future. Your children have no fucking future. Well, they will have a future, but it's going to be a future in fucking chains. If you think you're already enslaved with your shitty daily job, if you already feel a slave with your wage slaves, you have no fucking idea what's coming for the children of your children. You have no fucking idea. It's all connected. All of this shit is connected. Don't you think, oh, this is just a video game. Why are you talking about that? That's the mentality of an NPC. You don't see the big picture because your mental capabilities are very limited, are very small. This is why you're manipulated. This is why. But everything is connected. Welcome to the new normal. $80 game, $80 incomplete games, and $100 video games. The AAA gaming industry needs to fucking crash.